Hello friends, in this video let's solve section C of the model paper for class 10 Maths term 1 examination. I hope you have seen the videos where section A and section B are solved. If not, the links are provided in the description box. Kindly do check them out. In section C, there are totally 10 questions based on 2 case studies. During the exam, it is enough if you attempt 8 questions out of these 10 questions. In this video, let's solve all the questions from the 2 case studies. The first case study is based on linear equations. So we'll have 2 linear equations and we need to solve them. So first, let's go through the case study. Vikas is working with TCS and he is sincere and dedicated to his work. He pays all his taxes on time and invests some amount of his salary in funds for his future. He invested some amount at the rate of 12% simple interest and some other amount at the rate of 10% simple interest. He received yearly interest of rupees 130. But if he interchanged the amounts invested, he would have received 4 more as interest. So that is the case study, and we need to answer 5 questions based on this. So question number 41. Consider the amount invested at 12% BP and at 10% BQ. Then formulate the required linear equation for the first condition. So we'll have to frame equation in terms of P and Q for the first condition given here in this case study. Now P is the amount invested at the rate of 12% and Q is the amount invested at the rate of 10%. And as per the first condition, he received yearly interest of rupees 130. So what is the formula for simple interest? It is P into R into T by 100, principal into rate of interest into time period in years by 100. In this case, time period is 1 year. It says yearly interest. So we can consider T to be 1. So the interest will be given as P into rate of interest divided by 100, where P is the principal amount invested and R is the rate of interest. So we are assuming that P is the amount invested at the rate of 12%. So the interest for that amount will be P into 12% by 100 plus the other part of amount invested is Q and the rate of interest is 10. So Q into 10 by 100. And what is the interest that he received per year? Yearly interest of rupees 130. So both these interests together made 130. So if we solve this, you will get, not solving, if we simplify this, 12p plus 10q will be 130. 100 goes to the right hand side, so it will become 13,000. So this is the equation for the first condition. So it is option C, 13,000. Let's move on to question number 42. Now formulate the linear equation for the second condition. So in a similar manner, we have to formulate the equation for the second condition, which states that if he interchanges the amounts invested, he would have received 4 more as interest. So now P is the amount invested at the rate of 10% and Q is the amount invested at the rate of 12%. So he has interchanged P and Q's interest rates and he would have received 4 rupees more as interest. So totally he receives 130 plus 4, 134 rupees as interest. So what will be the equation? 10 into P by 100 plus 12 into Q by 100 is equal to 134. So simplifying this, we will have the equation as 10P plus 12Q equal to 13,400. So the correct option is option B, 10P plus 12Q equal to 13,400. Let's move on to 43. Question number 43. What is the value of the variable P? We have already formed two equations in terms of P and Q. We need to solve both and get the value of P. So what were the two equations? I'll just write it down for us. 12P plus 10Q is equal to 13,000, and the second equation was 10P plus 12Q equal to 13,400. These were the answers for the 41st and the 42nd question. Now we will be solving them. Here you see that the coefficients of P and Q are swapped in equation 1 and 2. Here it is 12P and here it is 12Q. Similarly, in the first equation is 10Q and second equation it is 10P. So for such equations, we always add and subtract the two equations to get simpler equations and then solve them. That is by adding 1 and 2. Let this be 1 and this be 2. By adding 1 and 2, what will we get? 12P plus 10P will be 22P plus 22Q is equal to 26,400. This can be simplified as P plus Q dividing by 22 overall, you will get 1,200. So this is a simpler equation for us to solve. Similarly, we can subtract 1 and 2. We'll get 12P minus 10P is 2P minus 2Q because it is 10Q minus 12Q. So 2P minus 2Q is equal to minus 400. Dividing throughout by 2, we will get P minus Q is equal to minus 200. So we have simpler equations 3 and 4. Solving these two, we will be finding out what is P and what is Q. P plus Q is 1200. P minus Q is minus 200. So if we simply add both, 2P and Q will get cancelled is equal to 1000. So P will be 500. So option B, P 500 is the correct answer. Now in the next question, I think they have asked us to solve for Q. What is the value of the variable Q? So let's go back here. If P is 500, P minus Q is minus 200. So Q will be P plus 200, which is equal to 700. So option A will be the answer for 44th question. Now 45th, this will be the last question for this case study. So for each case study there are 5 questions. This is the 5th one from this case study. If the rate of interest changes to 15% for the first amount and 12% for the second amount, how much amount of money is earned? So P was the first amount which we solved and got it as 500, and the second amount Q was 700. Now rate of interest for the first amount is 15%, and rate of interest for the second amount is 12%. So it will be principal into rate of interest by 100 plus principal into rate of interest by 100. This will be 75 and here it would be 84. So 75 plus 84 will give us 159. So the correct option is option D, 159. We have the next case study and five questions from this case study. We can see that this case study is from the chapter probability. Moving on to case study 2. Sanjeev sees a game in a fair. He is keenly interested to play it. He asks the rules of the game from the owner. Owner says that you will move the spinner first. If it stops on a prime number, then you are allowed to pick a marble from a bag which contains 14 white and 10 black marbles. Prizes are given when a white marble is picked. Based on this information, we will solve the following questions. Question number 46. What is the probability that Sanjeev will not be allowed to pick a marble from the bag? So he will not be allowed to pick a marble when the spinner stops at any of the composite numbers. What are the composite numbers here? 4, 10, and 8. So the number of favorable outcome is 3 and the number of all possible outcomes is totally there are 8 numbers. So 3 by 8. This will be the probability that a composite number comes up in the spinner when Sanjeev will not be allowed to pick a marble. So answer is A, 3 by 8. What is the probability that Sanjeev will be allowed to pick a marble from a bag? So it is the complement event of the event mentioned in question number 46. So not being allowed to pick a marble is a complement of being allowed to pick a marble. So this answer will be 1 minus 3 by 8. We know that for a complement event, the probability 1 minus the probability of the event. P of not E is equal to 1 minus P of E. So 1 minus 3 by 8 will give us 5 by 8. So option C, 5 by 8 is the answer. 3 more questions. The probability that Sanjeev will pick a black marble from the bag is. So there are totally 14 white and 10 black marbles. Here we are asked for the probability that he picks a black marble. So the the favorable events, that is number of favorable events, is number of black marbles, which is 10, and you have to divide it by the total number of outcomes, which is 14 plus 10. Total number of marbles is 24, which will be simplified as 5 by 12. 48, option B, 5 by 12. 49. The probability that Sanjeev will get a prize. Sanjeev gets a prize whenever he picks a white marble. So what is the probability of picking a white marble? Number of white marbles is 14 and total number of marbles is 24. So this will be 7 by 12. So option D, 7 by 12 is the correct answer. Last question. Probability that Sanjeev will pick a red marble from the bag. The bag has only white and black marbles. There is no red marble in it. So it is an impossible event and hence the probability will be 0. So option B, 0 is the correct answer. So that's it. We have solved all the 50 questions in this model question paper. Keep practicing and meet you with another video. Thank you. Bye.